Well, happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to the Gina K Designs YouTube channel. I am Gina K, and today we're going to do the second installment of our Master Layouts card series. Today we're going to be focusing on the Master Layouts 2 die set, and I'm really excited about this one. This is my most used Master Layouts die set, and it coordinates with so many other products in our collection. So, I've got a lot to share with you today. I have lots of card samples, and we're going to be making lots of cards today as well, just like we did in the first one. I also have new downloads for you on the blog, and I'll tell you about those as well. But before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Happy Crafternoon, everybody.
How are you today?
I better than horrible, of course.
You have to take your Christmas decorations down that you got.
I do not have to take my Christmas decorations.
It's always Christmas in the dead space.
It's always something in the dead space.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Boy, you got, I love that shirt. It's not a shirt, right? It's a blouse.
It's a top.
Top.
I don't know. People
love that.
Call them different things in different parts of the country, I guess.
Yes, looks like a video game or something.
Yeah, it does. It also looks like maybe some master layouts in there, different shapes that you could put on top of each other.
Did you make that connection, or did
right
that
this second? I did.
Just happened. See,
just happened.
Synchronicity.
Well, I hope you have a word of the day or a phrase of the day.
I have a word of the day. Yes.
Excellent. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to get started right away because I have a lot to share today. And this series is, I think this series is helpful. I think people are enjoying it. So
they are waiting.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. All right, so everybody did their homework. I noticed in the group we had lots of people sharing their binders that they did. And if you are new to this series, you can go back and watch our Master Layouts 1 video. I did start the playlist last week, so you can watch that and you can create your binder too. So here's what the binder looks like. I have mine here, and this cover page is on the blog. So if you go to ginakdesigns.com and then you click on the blog tab, you're going to see templates and charts. Click on there and you will be able to download this cover sheet to put in your binder. And on the cover sheet, it's got this little QR code. And the way the QR code works, let's see if I can make that work for you. I will show you how it works. You just open your phone and your camera and go on there, and when you click on it, it'll go right back to that templates and charts area. So this way you can check in from time to time to see if there's new downloads available for you for this series, and also other templates and charts that I have on there, like fancy folds, color charts, all kinds of things. And you'll be able to find that. So let me show you where to look. And if you want, you can even pause the screen and you can go right up to the screen with your phone and it'll go right to that spot. All you have to do is line it up with that and it'll take you right to the link. Click on it, and then here is the first one. You'll see it's the binder, and it's got all the templates and charts that are available so far in this series. Now, I added 3 different downloads yesterday, including this one. So a lot of you are asking, because you lost your cover sheet, if I could make some sort of document for you that would include the cover sheet and all of the sizes. So I blew it up just a little bit, and I added the cover sheet, and then I added all the sizes of the die here that's in this Master Layouts 1 die set. So I added this to my binder and I put it in front of everything else. Okay, so you can print this one out, and you can also print out the one for Master Layouts 2. Now I have homework for you, and this was designed to be part of our Master Layouts 2 video. What I would like you to do, you don't have to do it, but if you're playing along, what I would like you to do is I want you to cut out all of your Master Layouts 1, and I want you to assemble them the way they were designed to be assembled. And then I just have a quarter sheet of cardstock to replicate a card base. This way I'm saving a little bit of cardstock, because these pieces are going to be able to help us mix and match with future Master Layouts sets, okay? So what I did was I created my little die pieces, and then I put these in a medium stamp pocket, and I just used my labeler to put on there Master Layouts 1. I mean, if you don't have a labeler, you can just write it on a sheet of paper and stick it in there, or you can just write it with a Sharpie right on the pocket. And then I'm keeping that behind this new sheet that's available for you to print out. Okay, so we have that, and then we have our Master Layouts 1 sheet. Then we have our full layouts. These are our Try Me cards, right? So these are all protected and ready to try out designs. And then we have the ones that coordinate, which is Master Layouts 14. So you could write on here Master Layouts 14 just so you know what these are, but these are the layouts that coordinate. And I am going to do a document that tells you all which master layouts coordinate with which other master layouts. I did put it in the description of video 1, and I will be putting what coordinates in the description of video 2 as well. Okay, but I'm waiting till the end because there's so much that coordinates with so much that I don't want to keep putting a new document in every week. I'd rather wait until we're done and then be able to just create a document for you that you could put at the back of your binder. Okay.
Question.
So, yes.
Can you explain, for those who don't know, maybe what is a playlist?
Oh, a playlist on YouTube? Well, let me show you. Let me see if I can zoom in onto my YouTube channel here, and I will show you where you can find that. Okay. All right. So, let me zoom in a little bit and help you. So, on my YouTube channel, this is on the phone. It looks pretty similar on your desktop, and each phone might be a little different depending. I have an iPhone. You can see if you go to the Gina K Designs channel right here, make sure you subscribe while you're there. And then you can look at videos. Now, videos are pre-recorded videos and premieres. You can look at shorts. These are those 30-second to 1-minute little videos that show quick techniques. You can go to the live tab, and these are all the live videos. You can see these are my last few live videos. You know, it's this is what we did on Tuesday, this is what we did last Thursday. These are the lives. And then the next one over is playlists. Now, playlists are curated lists that I put together for my channel that you might enjoy. So we have the Master Layouts Die series. We have 5-minute cards. We have wreath builder ideas. I'm just scrolling down here. Foil cards. So just for example, let's say you're getting into foiling and you want to watch a bunch of foil videos. Just click on that playlist. And here there are 38 videos on this playlist that all have to do with foiling. So this kind of organizes things a little bit for you. And then there's the community tab. The community tab is where I always post high quality photos of every card and charts and things like that I would normally post in our Facebook group. But for my friends who don't necessarily like Facebook or kind of staying away from it, whatever, you get to have those pictures too. And then if you like this picture, say, you know, you could click on it, and if you want, you could do a little screenshot of it. And then you can just crop it down, crop the black off, and then you can hit done, and you can hit save to photos. So you can save all of those photos. You might be able to download them too, but I'm not exactly sure how to do that on my phone. So I'm sure there's a way. And then there's a tab that says store. There's nothing here in the store. Because I haven't done that yet. But that's how that all works. Playlists are curated video lists for you that I put together of all videos that are of a like theme. Okay, so now here we are on Master Layouts 2. We've got our brand new printout that shows you all of the dies that are in the set and what their measurements are over here. Now, there are some weird measurements in here, like this small flag, okay, is 2.785. I've had people say to me, that's not a measurement. It actually is a measurement. Like 2.75 is 2 3/4 of an inch. So 2.785 is just a tiny bit bigger than that, but we tried to be as accurate as we could because some people are buying these dies and they like have to be really accurate. So this is your newest sheet to print out. And then I made all of my mix and match pieces. Here you can see I cut them all out. I have my little mock green card base here, and then I have the pieces that are put together, and then I've got my 2 flags. So all of this is really useful for being able to then go back to Master Layouts 1, for example, and say, I wonder how this would look here instead. I wonder if I did that and then I put a flag in the center, how that layout would look. So then you could see you are mixing and matching and building upon your last master layout set with your newest master layout set. So this allows you to do some mixing and matching. Now, if you don't want to use your Try Me pieces for this, these Try Me pieces were designed so that once you have things cut out, like for example, you've got some flowers, you've got some greetings, and you want to see how something's going to look, you could say, oh, I like it this way. No, I don't like that so much. Let me see what it looks like this way. Okay, I like that better. That's what these were designed to do for you. But you can get all of these out of the packages, Master Layouts 1 and Master Layouts 2, and you can mix and match the different pieces together so that now 2 Master Layout sets create a whole ton more than just one set. And like I said before, let me go back to Master Layouts 2 now because that's what we're working on. So, and like I said before, remember, these are only recommendations. You can also turn them on their side. So let me show you what I mean here, okay? So this is your newest printout, your card ideas, and then here they are in actual size as your Try Me cards. But remember, you can also take this out and you can say, well, I wonder what it would look this way. I have some vertical greetings in my collection, so I want to try some vertical greeting styles. Let me see how that looks this way. Or maybe you just want that as a decorative piece. Maybe you would cut that little flag out of a patterned paper. And then you would say, okay, that's going to be a little patterned paper, little accent piece. Oh, I kind of like the way that looks with that little accent over there. So that's why it's good to have these pre-done, because you can mix and match and you can try things out. Now, over here, I have another layout that isn't on here because I only can fit 4 there. I guess I could have done more, but I have 4 here. I'm going to do this layout for you today and show you what this is, because this one is actually popped up. This is a 3-dimensional. It's like a sunken frame, and it works so well with Master Layouts 2. And then just like Master Layouts 1, where you get the thick border around the edge of Master Layouts 14 postage stamp, here with Master Layouts 2, you get the thin border. So if you prefer the thin border, this is a die that coordinates perfectly with Master Layouts 2. And this is Master Layouts 14, the postage set. All right, let me put this away because I'm not going to be needing this today. I already kind of know what I want to make, and I'm going to just use the Try Me section here of my cards. So I want to explain to you, first of all, which Master Layouts works with Master Layouts 2. Now, a lot of them will, because some of our master layouts have like a 4-up postage thing, and you can fit those things in here. You can fit windows in here. That's going to be something that I add at the end of this series. We're going to do a big mix it up where we're mixing windows and hearts and circles from different sets with other sets to show you how to put them all together. But the ones that were actually designed from our collection to work specifically with Master Layouts 2 is Master Layouts 14, which is this postage die. That's what I was thinking when I designed this die. I wanted it to coordinate with this thin black panel that you see here on all of these cards. So this thin black panel coordinates with the postage grid die from Master Layouts 14. But it also coordinates with almost every single cover plate that we have in our collection. So I wanted to show you some of those today. Some of my favorites, I don't have them all here, but I have some of them. So this one is the 3D diamond plate. All of these were designed specifically to coordinate with this die set. I have, do I have one of those here just to show you? I think I have one cut out, so let me grab that. So here's the 3D diamond plate. So you can see if I laid that on top there, see, it's exactly the same size. And it fits perfectly within that Master Layouts 2 shadow layer, that black layer. So every single cover plate, except our mini slimline ones, coordinate with Master Layouts 2. So look in your collection and see what you have. This is our 3D diamond. This one is the basket weave. And you see what I did, Brianne? Brianne Loveland is in the group doing amazing things for us and linking things so you guys can find them. But normally I'm like begging Brianne to tell me the names of certain things because it's hard for me to remember. We've got, you know, over 1,000 SKUs in our collection, and I can't remember all the names, but I did the research and I wrote them on the back. So this is our basket weave plate. Love this one. Again, fits perfectly in there. Here is, this is the Christmas tree plate. So I don't know if you thought about these, but these work perfectly with the Master Layouts 2 as well. We have some more Christmas ones. We have the ornament plate. That coordinates with it. Coming up for Valentine's Day, we have our heart cover plate. You can see how cute that is. There it is. And all of these were designed to perfectly coordinate. We have this snowflake plate. And I have videos using all of these plates on my channel, so you can get lots of ideas for these as well. But I'm just showing you what coordinates. This Peace, Love, and Joy plate, I actually used this in a video this week where I was doing foil techniques over on the SCT channel, and I used that. But you see that? That fits perfectly right over that Master Layouts 2 spot. Okay, then we have this one, which is our snowflake cover plate. I've used this quite a bit during the holidays. That's a very busy plate. And then I have this plate here, which I think is really pretty, and I want to show you something with this today. This is our Crescent Mandala plate. This isn't live on Facebook? Oh no, maybe it didn't connect to Facebook for some reason. I'm sorry about that. I'll share it over on Facebook, or if somebody wants to share the video over on Facebook, you certainly can. There's a little share button at the bottom of the screen. Maybe something glitched again. I don't know why, but if anybody is watching from Facebook, if you can leave a comment, it'll come up on our screen. But you're right, I only see YouTube friends here. But I did share this video in our Facebook group. If anybody else wants to share it, that would be great. Okay, now I want to show you a couple of cards I made with some of our other cover plates, just so that you can see how they worked with the Master Layouts 2 with this black panel. So this one, I used our Sunshine cover plate, and you can see how cute that is. And again, this black piece was cut out using Master Layouts 2. The postage ones, right here, I'll show you a couple postage cards that I made. Here we go, and you can see, perfect fit, nice snug little border going around there. Isn't that fun? Now, if you don't like doing the tiny little elements and you don't think that that's your thing, but you still like the idea of postage, here's one I made with a stencil. So you can see how kind of elegant that postage can look. It can be cute or elegant. Here's one I made with a cover plate called Venetian Blind. So that was one I made over the holidays, and you can see again, this is cut out with master layouts too, and they coordinate perfectly. I did that with foil. Here's one of our cover plates called the Maple cover plate. It's our maple leaf. And again, like I said, all of our cover plates fit perfectly in there. Here's one I made with our circle window cover plate. And again, same thing. So you're getting the idea, right? Here is our two I made with our bubbles cover plate. And I made these over the summer. And they're kind of fun. This used our bubbles cover plate master layouts too, and our fishbowl master layouts, which I think, I want to say it's like 15 or 17 or I don't know. That's where I need Brienne. But you can see how cute that is. And then using this exact master layouts layout, other than the flag, I made this over the holidays. And that was just a Christmas card that I made. So all of those cards have been shared in the past on my channel, but I wanted to just give you that visual. Now I cut out a bunch of things last night. I stamped and I cut and I colored a bunch of things. And I thought that we could kind of look at some of these things together, and using our different Try Me panels, we could create some card ideas. Then I also want to show you a quick way that you can stamp and cut a lot of these flag panels. And I also want to show you, I have so much to show you today. I also want to show you some ideas for the cover plates and mixing and matching them with master layouts too. Okay, so I cut a bunch of things out here. This is really, I love this stamp set here. Now, I put these all together so I would be able to show you which ones they are. So this here is from this set called Thoughtful Flowers. Now, Thoughtful Flowers is a stamp and die bundle that also has coloring stencils. And what I did, instead of using this greeting and the coordinating die that cuts real tight around it, I decided to cut it out of one of the flags for master layouts too. And then I cut a thinking of you. So now we can take a look at this and see different ways that we could lay this out. So if we wanted to do this layout here, we could do something like this with it. And then we could put the greeting here and wishing you peace. So that matches that layout. And then we could lay this on top in the center, thinking of you. So this gives you one idea. Okay, but you might look at that and go, I don't know. I don't know if I like that so much. Well, you know, you can always change where you put this. Or let's look at some of the other ones that we could do. So we could do something like this and lay them here on this angle. And then we could pop this in the center, thinking of you. And then we could put this over our Try Me piece. Now, I have the big one here, but I can add the little one. And if I prefer to add the big one, I can kind of see how it would look. You can also layer these together if you want. You could pop this small one up on the big one, but we could see what it would look like if we had them layered. So you can layer them together and see how that would look. It'll just give you a lot of dimension. You could pop the smaller one up, but you get the idea, right? So that's another layout that we can do. All right, now we've got this one up here. Now I feel like this one really is meant for some different style cards, but we can always just check to see what it looks like. And maybe we would want a totally different kind of look here. Maybe we would want to, see, I feel like this layout doesn't work. Same layouts, but maybe just a single going across. Maybe just like a, kind of like a crescent going across and then thinking of you here, like that. And then we can add this down here and wishing you peace. So I know they're not straight, but this is our visual, right? Before we make our card, we're kind of checking to see which one we like best. Okay, so I like the single on this look. I like the doubles on these. I think the doubles were nice and full, but on this one, I like the single. And for this one here, I think I'm gonna like the single too. I would put that right there as a single, and then I would put thinking of you here and wishing you peace down here, like that. So you guys get the idea, right? Now I made one more layout that isn't on our original sheet that I want to show you. So with this one, I actually used these two dies in the opposite way, and we're going to cut this out together so I can show you how I did it. But this one, I feel like the double would work really nicely because this would give it lots of dimension. This is a recessed window. Okay. Oh, a swag. Okay, what did I call it? Did I call it something different? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I called it the wrong thing, but this is a swag. Okay, and then we could put that there. And then I think even just the small one right here and wishing you peace would look really good. And remember, this is like a sunk in thing. So that I feel like would look very different than putting it on this one. Same basic layout, but one has lots of dimension, and you can see how the outer edge is popped up. You can see that there, right? That's all popped up. This would make a great shaker card. So if you're looking for dies that work with as a shaker card, this is great. You just put your acetate piece right in front of this one, and then you could fill this up with all your sparkles and everything, and you could put your flowers on the outside, and when they shake it, just the sparkles will be in the background. So you can see the different layouts that we just did quickly together. Now let's try a couple other things here because I've got different ones. This one I really like. I cut all these out last night, and I thought this particular layout would look really good with this. I wanted to do like a little rainbow thing here. So this stamp set is called You Are So Loved. And it's got a bunch of hands. I think this would be a really good layout for maybe if a bunch of people at work were sending somebody a retirement card, you know, we'll miss you down here, happy retirement. And this is all the people sending their love. But I think that is a really nice layout. And I don't know if I have a greeting cut out for this. But I mean, if we wanted to use the same one, we certainly could. We could do thinking of you and wishing you peace, wishing you love. I think I have something else here. Thanks. I have this thanks. We could put this thanks right here. And then we could pop in for all you do. Right in here like that. So that's a fun one. We'll make that card for sure. Definitely make that card. And then let's see what else I have. Ooh, I have this. I think this is really pretty. So this is from the Ornate Birds. From the Ornate Birds set. I like these. And I also cut out some bits and pieces. I cut out another bird too. This is from Spring Blessings. So I've got a couple birds here. They're not from the same set, but I feel like they might even work together, kind of cute. And we could have this one like standing on this vine. And then we could have this one kind of up here. So this is mixing and matching more than one stamp set together, but that's okay. I'll show you the stamp sets. Let me find the other ones that I'm using. Okay. So the You Are So Loved came from this set right here. That was the hands that I did. That came from this set right here called You Are So Loved. And it's stamps and dies. This is from this set here called Ornate Birds. Now, of course, you don't have to use 2 separate birds. You could do this with just 1 bird, but it's kind of cute the way it is there with the 2 different birds. This bird came from this stamp set called Spring Blessings. So that's this bird here. I also cut some of the flowers out from this set, and I cut that little vine thing out from this set. So in my last video, I just did all one set. All of my cards were exactly the same. And some people were saying, oh, I wish that, you know, you had some different things, like something that's a little more masculine or something that is just more cuter instead of all florals. So that's what I intended to do today. Mix and match and do all those different things. Okay, so let's look at this one again. Tom, you could pull me out of there. So I cut a couple of the flowers out, and I thought it might be fun to have some flowers in there. Could do a little flower over here just to kind of finish that off. And we could drape down some, I can't pick anything up today. We can maybe have a little vine coming down over here. We could even just do that, like that. And then have another vine over here. And then we could put the thanks right here. And then slide that one down a little bit and do For All You Do. So I think I'll make that as one of the cards today, because I feel like even though there's some flowers on here, I know there's a lot of guys out there that love birds and bird watching and stuff like that. And guys like flowers too. I mean, let's face it, flowers are nature. I know more guy gardeners than girl gardeners. So I think that would be kind of a fun little card that we could do. Now, another card idea that I had was this. This butterfly and some of these fun, funky flowers and leaves. Let me pull all these in. I've got pieces everywhere. And here's one more. So these I cut out from this set called, let me find it for you. Where is it? Here it is. This one here, what is this called? It's sweet, Brienne. It begins with sweet. I think it's called You're So Sweet, maybe? I don't know, but I'll have to, Brienne will find it. She's a sharpshooter. So this one, and I know a lot of you have this one already. This one has coloring stencils with it. So you know what? It's going to be on the coloring stencils. So let me look at it here. It is called You Give Me Butterflies. See, nothing to do with sweet. But this is called You Give Me Butterflies, and it's got coloring stencils. But I like this style because it's big and bold and kind of chunky, different than a lot of our other stamp and die and coloring stencil sets. So we could do something fun with that. Maybe we could create something over here, like the butterfly could be flying up. And then we could have like flowers coming in from the corner, pop them up a little bit. Have some fun, funky leaves in there. And then we definitely could do, let's see. I'm just grabbing greetings, but I'm going to have to cut some other greetings out. We could put thanks up here. And then we could have For All You Do down here and pop that up. So you could see how convenient this is and how many different ways you can lay cards out. Now I wanted to show you, I dug out all of my patterns that I made. You know, sometimes we just do techniques where we make like backgrounds. So I was going through them and I found a bunch of backgrounds that I had made in different videos, just some of the videos that Jennifer and I've done together where we show background techniques, or, some of the videos that I've done showing inking techniques and stuff like that. So I pulled a few out here that I really liked. And I wanted to show you how pretty and quick you could make a card using some of these pretty backgrounds and a cover plate. So check this out. I just grabbed that background and put this cover plate over it. And, one cover plate. Isn't that fun? And you could I feel like this layout would be really good, this style layout. So you could pop that on there like this, and then you could just throw a thinking of you on there. Look how fast that is, right? And dig through all of your old, just your old things that you were making, and you're like, I don't really like that. I'll just put it in my junk box. Now here's a light wood-grained one. And I think this is a good masculine card too, because there's no flowers. So here's it's almost beachy wood-grained, right? So you could put that here. You could also have it coming down off of the top of the card like that, and then just have the thinking of you like that. So remember, this cover plate, just like all of our cover plates, coordinates with master layouts too. All right, here is a wood-grained one. So for a little bit more of a rustic feel to it, this is just a brown wood-grained one. Let's take a look. We'll put this here, and then let's see. We could do a double. We could do thinking of you, and we could use and wishing you peace, like that. I feel like that's nice and subtle, Of course, ignore this. This is just so that we can see it on a card base. I would do maybe a craft card base, or maybe a blue back here, just to make it a little more masculine. And then this one was kind of fun. This was just a crisscross inking technique that I did. But again, I feel like it's so pretty with the cover plate. And even if you don't want to use this cover plate, here is that 3D Diamonds cover plate. See how pretty that is? You could do that on any of these. On the wood grain. On this one. Look at that. That really gets wild and geometric. And here's I used our, this is our Petite Roses, I think. It's a background stamp. I could dig it out over there, but I wasn't impressed with what I did there. But if I put a cover plate over it, it just looks so cool. And if you want, for this one, you could even pop that up. So then you get more of that cover plate. You see the difference, how the design disappears when it's flush against it? But if you use some foam tape and you pop it up, then you get more definition of the cover plate that way. And that's just so pretty, so simple. You pop your greeting on there and you're good to go. So that's a bunch of things that you can do with cover plates. We'll turn some of these into cards. Now I want to show you a quick tip before we start making some of these cards, I want to show you a quick tip on how to mass produce greetings with master layouts too. So let me move my binder. It's coming back. So I have a stamp set here that fits really nicely. And this is Bold and Blooming. I don't know why I have two of these sets. I probably lost one along the way and then found it again. Oh no, I lost the thank you in this one and I needed it, so I had to take another one. That's terrible, isn't it? How many of you have done that? Tell me I'm not alone, where you've lost a greeting and then you felt like, I gotta buy another set now. Let's get this up against something where we can see it. I think I want to go with a lighter color so it's a little easier to see. Okay, here we go. So one thing that I highly suggest that you do is you make yourself a little template. I want you to cut the 2 dies from the set, the 2 flag dies, and make yourself a template. I walked around our store today and I was looking for which sets would work with these flags. So if you have your little template cut out, you can go and you could say, oh, no, that's not going to work. Oh, but that's going to work great. That one's going to work really nicely, but that one's not going to fit. Well, let me look at this stamp set and Wishing You Peace. Yes, that will fit in there nicely. On your wedding day, I can use that one. You see what I'm doing? Here's a set called So Many Sentiments. This set has lots of sentiments that will fit. Missing you so much. So sorry for your loss. Hope you feel better soon. By having this template just sitting there, which you could put it right in your master layouts, too, little try me pouch, you can like pull stamp sets out and quickly see if they're going to work out. So I have this with my master layouts too. Now what I did here was I actually cut a couple more, and I cut them in a darker color, and I'll show you why I did that. So what I want to do here is I want to mass produce a couple of greetings. So I'm just going to stick this piece of white cardstock here in my Misty. It's on my grip mat, and for those of you that are new to Gina K Designs, we came out with a grip mat called the double background grip mat. Grip mats are just a big slab of photopolymer, so I thought, why not? Why spend all that money for just a slab of photopolymer when we can put a design on the other side, and then you can use it as two background stamps too. And it works fine. You don't get any impressions or anything weird in here, and it fits nicely in the Misty. And I'm just using the flat side. So I'm just going to put my piece of white cardstock in here, and I am going to pick the thank you greeting. All right, so we'll do the thank you. Look at how dirty and well-loved this stamp is. And you really only need a tiny strip of this. You don't need this whole piece of cardstock. So I'll just do it up here at the top so I'm not wasting a lot of cardstock. And what we're going to do is we're going to stamp this greeting. I haven't cleaned this stamp in about 200 years, so let me just give it a wipe. Yeah, these master layouts videos are definitely longer than an hour, so I apologize for that if those of you can only stay an hour, but there's just so much to do and so much to show that we got to put it all in one video. Okay. So then we're going to ink this up, and I definitely need to re-ink my black ink pad.
Suggestion from Malmo.
Yes.
Will you go back in time and add layering stencils and polyglaze sheets for existing stamp sets? Maybe for the most popular bestsellers would be awesome additions to earlier sets.
Possibly. It really just depends. I would have to look at the demand for certain sets too, and how they sold, and because polyglaze we have to have so much made at a time, and we have to make sure that it would work out. So it really depends. Not every stamp set is conducive for stencils. That's the other thing. Stencils are really pain in the neck to design. I've designed many stencils in my life where I thought it was the greatest design ever, sent it in, and it came back just a big hole. Because you got to connect certain things together to make sure that the white is all connected. So it would really just depend. But possibly. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to take my bigger template, and I'm going to lay that on top. All right. That looks pretty good. That's where I would want it to stamp on my flags. So I'm just going to put that right there. Now, I've cut out a bunch of flags. I have a bunch of them here that I cut out. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop one of these into that hole like this. Just pop it in there. And now I'm going to stamp it. So once you figure out like what you want to say, you can go ahead and make a whole bunch of them. And then you can just put them aside. So this is a great way to mass produce. Maybe you have a birthday strip sentiment that will work perfectly on here, and you know you have a lot of birthday cards to make, and you've got your master layouts too, and you're ready to go. look through all the stamps that you have. I know a lot of Debbie Warner stamps will fit in master layouts too, but you could see I'm just making a whole bunch of them and they're ready to go. So this is a way to mass produce. I'll make one more here. Just pop it in there. It's okay if it's popping up a little bit. They always stick to the stamp on the way out. I guess there's probably a way to prevent that, but it doesn't bother me. There we go. So now I've got 3 thank you cards ready to go, and I didn't have to stamp it and then get the die and make sure that it was all tacked down and perfect. You can just keep going like this. So that's that little trick, and I have one for each size flag. So, you know, if I had a smaller greeting like this one, I would do the same thing, and then I would line it up, and I would pop in all of the smaller flags in there and mass produce those as well. So that's my little mass production tip. And just keep these, because once you're done with this, don't keep this because it's really hard to reposition it perfectly and it only takes a second to stamp it on a scrap piece of paper. But keep your little templates with your master layouts binder, and you'll always have it ready to go, and then you don't have to recut it every time.
We have a video on how to re-ink your ink pads, don't we?
We do, yes. It's pretty easy to do, and we do have a video on there. I think it's a reel, so it's like a 30-second video. I know it's posted in our Facebook group. So if you go in the Facebook group, there's a little magnifying glass, and you can click on that, and that's your search. And you can search terms to find those kinds of videos and those kinds of posts. So you can, you know, search re-inking your ink pads, and that video might come up. But if you can't find it, you can always ask in the group. But definitely try to search first, because you'll be surprised at all the fun things you can search for in there. All right, so now I have all this. I want to find one quick stencil. So I got to leave for a second because I got to go over here to my stencils. Here we go. All right, and I want to find my cloud stencil. Here it is. Okay. So let's make some cards here. Let's make some cards using Master Layouts 2. So I have a bunch of bits and pieces already cut out for Master Layouts 2. And the first, I want to make a couple like this. So let me get my grip mat. Put my grip mat right here. And then I'm just going to stick that right there. Now what I want to do is I want to get some, let's use some sea glass ink, and get my trusty ink stand. And Brianne, if you want to link your ink stand, that would be really helpful, because boy, we had quite the frenzy in our group. Everybody wanted to get ink stands the other day. Brianne had a little Black Friday going on. Didn't you, Brianne? So you can link, and if you've got anything going on with that, feel free to post whatever you want, Brianne. But she's got these fantastic ink stands, and anytime I do ink blending, I have to use it. It makes it so easy. Now I'm going to be using this stencil, the Sea, Sun, and Sky stencil. It's got a nice little cloud pattern here. And I need to find, oh, here it is down here. I'll use this. Okay, so I'm going to ink up my brush with some sea glass, and I'm going to do just a little cloud effect going down. So I'll start right here. I'm just going to lightly rub over, let the bristles just dust over the edge like that to create that cloud. So let me you can see it a lot better when I turn it out of the light. Yeah, this stencil, I love this stencil. I use it a lot. Okay, and I'm going to just make clouds going right down this little piece of Master Layouts 2 paper that I pre-cut. You see, I'm just moving it each time I stencil. Like that. That's so fun. I feel like we could use this for a couple cards today. You know, it always feels good too if, personally, before I make an investment, I like to think of several different things I can do with the product first. And so, you know, if I can show you a couple different cards using this today, that might be helpful for you if this stencil is on your wish list. Now, what I do like to do is I like to just finish the bottom a little bit, just a little bit, and the top just a little bit. Okay, so there's my little sky that I made. I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to be using this again, so I'm not going to take it out of the way. But I am going to, and I don't even have to clean the stencil, I'm going to layer this onto this panel. Now let me show you the dies that these are. So here's the master layout set on a magnet. So this one is the stitched one. That's this one right here. And this one is the plain one, this one right here. And I'm going to layer those together. It's a lot of tape. In a tapey mood today. Okay, so we've got those two together, right? Now, I need to do something here in the background. I'm going to stick with this same color, but I think I'm going to do something, let me see what stencils I have left over here. I grabbed a whole bunch of them to take them home. So let's see what I have. Ugh, what do I want to use? Ooh, that brick wall might be kind of cool. It's interesting too because things like the brick wall stencil, you don't necessarily have to make it in brick wall color. You know, you can just kind of do a little light stenciling just to kind of create a look that you're going for without it being real like bright red and vibrant. So one way to line this up easily is take one of the lines and go against the stitched line of the master layouts die, and then you'll know it's straight. I'll just make it a little easier for you so you don't have to like shimmy it back and forth. So I'm going to use this same color, whatever's left on this brush, and I'm just going to give it a light dusting. Not much, just a little bit here. And I'm just kind of going down the sides a little bit. All right, we'll see what that looks like. I know it's probably not going to look like much to you guys, but you see, just a little something there. Kind of like a wall faded into the background. Okay. So now this panel is going to go on top of this panel. And that is this die, which I cut this piece out with, and then this larger die, which I cut this piece out with. And I'll only do that show and tell part there for the first card because you don't have to see that over and over again. I'm sure you guys know, but you know, it just feels good to see it the first time. All right, so now we've got that little brick. I could have taped that together better. We've got that little brick accent in the back. Okay. So for this card, I want to do the birds. That's what I was thinking with the whole thing. So I'm going to lay it out here. I've got my little clouds. And then we have this. Got to do the layout first. There we go. And it's okay if pieces go outside of your card area, because remember, this is not the full card base yet. I'm laying it out first before I pick a card base color, and then I'll put it on a card base color. And this, we can kind of hide that under here. And then we were going to use these little flowers. Just put that on the end there to kind of fill that in. Where are the rest of them? Here's one. I made such a mess here. Look at my mess. It's just all over the place. But this is the kind of mess I like. Not necessarily like the kitchen mess, but I like this kind of mess. So we can kind of like fill that bird in first, and then we can do maybe pop this bird up for dimension in front. And then we'll add our little greenery. Here it is. So maybe we'll just add some over here. We don't really have to put any greenery there. Or, okay, you ready? I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut this one off here. Like that. We'll make that a little smaller. We don't need the whole thing. Okay, and so that, and then we're going to add, let's do thanks. We'll put thanks on here. We can do thanks there, and then for all you do down here at the bottom like this. So this is going to be our card layout. I'll shift everything a little bit. Okay, so now let's pick a card base color. I think this jelly bean green is going to look good with that. I think that'll look really nice. The green I used here is fresh asparagus, so that might be a better color. We can look at that. Maybe that would be a little bit better. It'll be a little deeper. And this way, this card could go to anybody. Let's do that. Let's cut a piece of fresh asparagus real quick. I know that that's not a great picture, but we'll try fresh asparagus. I feel like that's going to make the clouds and everything pop a little more too. So remember, there are so many different stamp sets that you can use. I mean, these are just, I'm just grabbing a few basics here and just doing a few quick layouts for you. But you can, you could do these same layouts with anything that you want. So, maybe you're not a bird person, but butterflies would look great in the background here. I feel like this might be a better look. Yeah, I feel like that really brings everything out. So let's assemble it. We're going to put this panel down first. And then we're going to lay this one on top. I don't know what's going on. It's just, we're back. Okay, so let's go back to this and we'll just keep going. And if it happens again, just don't leave. Because we'll just go out and we'll come back in. All right. Oh, and Facebook is back? Yay. Okay. Yeah, Facebook didn't even want to work earlier. So, all right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pop up some of these images and we're going to lay some of the other ones flat so we get different levels of dimension. Okay. So I'm going to use some foam squares for this. Here we go. We'll get it figured out. We'll call our IT company. We've got truly the best IT company in the world that they take our call any time of day. And not only that, they come here. They just get in the car and come here and figure stuff out for us. So we love them. All right, so we're going to put this bird up a little bit high. So he's going to stick off the edge a little bit, and that's fine. And then we can pop this flower up. So we'll pop that up using a foam square. Yay, Brienne! Sharing the inkstand. Okay, so we'll pop that up. And then we'll put our little leaf. We'll just have it tucked down in there like that. So we'll tape that right to the thing. Okay, like that. Now, let's finish up this other side. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the flowers on first because then we can pop up the other bird in front. So this flower I'm going to put right down onto the paper like that. This one I could pop up a little bit, so why not? Yeah, just hang in there. You know, this might just be how things are forever. And we're just going to go with it. We're just going to keep good spirits and we're going to have fun no matter what. Okay, there we go. I like that. No, I think I'll take it out a little bit.
It sounds like us renewing our wedding vows.
I can stand you. It's our wedding vows. I can stand you. Okay, so now we've got that going on at the top. That's pretty the way it is, huh? And now we will, let's get this where we want it. We gotta get him in position first so we can get that under his feet. So he's actually standing on the branch. And I know he's kind of hanging out in space, but that's okay because we're going to, I just want to look at the layout again. Thanks.
What color were those flowers?
These are red hot. For all you do. That's what I'm going to do. So I think we're not even going to see his feet. So let's like get this coming up here. Oh, we can even make him stand on that. Okay, let's just get this coming up higher like this. We'll have it come up like that. We won't worry about that. And we'll pop him up right here. Let me see something. I love playing with layouts, and I love to see like if you can get the bird standing on the word. That would be so cute too. We could have him stand on the thanks. Maybe. No, I think I want to put the thanks in front of him. Then we won't even see his feet. Okay, so let's do that. We'll pop him up. Definitely pop him up with a couple foam squares. Yeah, remember Tom though? Remember back in the day when we were first going live and like it was just a hot mess every single live?
Yes, that was that was rough waters.
It really was. So at least this comes back. Gosh, I remember, you know, back in the day when Tom and I were first doing this and nobody knew how to run a live. We would just have to like keep starting new lives, and what a pain that was. So this isn't so bad. I'm going to put a little tape here on the thanks. And then this, we're just going to cover up his feet like that. I like this card. This is super fun. And then we'll put that right in the center so that it kind of drapes across. We could pop it up. Why not?
So, Connie wants to know when you started doing lives.
I started doing lives in, I want to say, 2017, I started doing lives because I remember Rena was away at college and she left for college in 2016 and it was her second year in college. So 2017, we started going live and Rena and I did a Monday night show together. She was in Minneapolis and I was in Wisconsin, and we would do a Monday night show together and we would pick certain products to use, and she would make her version of the card and I would make my version of the card. So that's a long time. But back then, I mean, we had to do things like, I'm going to put some little embellishments here on these flowers to give it a little sparkle. We had to do things like, we were using a camera, an iPhone, and we'd have to plug the headphones of the iPhone and like tape it up and put it in a jar because it would feed back if we didn't do that. I'm telling you, we were we were in no man's land back then. We were operating without a net. There just wasn't, nobody was doing it. It was a really new thing. And that's when we started. Back in 2017, I think, was our first.
And recorded videos go back to what, 2000?
2000. Well, recorded videos on YouTube go back to 2008, but my recorded videos, I started in, I think, 2006, 2000. I put my first videos up. Some of my videos are gone because I put them up on a platform called Google Video. It was like the first. It was so bad. It had like the resolution was 360. It was so bad, but that was all Google had. And then that Google Video ultimately turned into YouTube, and they transferred a couple things over, but they were so bad, and we just started fresh. We had bought some broadcast quality cameras and started fresh, but even those look kind of trashy compared to today. All right, so there's my first card, just using that simple layout, and we'll take a look at the layout again. Just using this simple layout, we turned that into that. Fun, right? Love. Okay. All right, so for card 2, I really should have kept this open. For card 2, let's do this layout, all right, for card 2. So I'm going to go back again with that same stencil, and I'm going to create some more clouds because I'm in the mood for clouds today. Yeah, I started Stamp TV, which was like a social media platform. I started Stamp TV back in 2008. I remember we were talking about launching it in 2007, and my dad got really sick, and we were kind of spending a lot of time with my dad. And, you know, you kind of let things go. When you have a loved one that's not doing well, you kind of let things go. And then in January of 2008, my dad passed away. And I don't know, it was like something happened, and like he was helping me, and I could just feel him. He was like, you need to get your videos up. And so we started a whole network. It was called Stamp TV. It was a website. It was stamptv.com. And you could join as a member, and it had a forum, and it had a gallery, and that's where I started doing videos. I did them on YouTube, I did them on Vimeo, and we posted them up on Stamp TV, and we had challenges. And it was a little before Facebook really started taking off for the general public. So a lot of people weren't really into Facebook yet, or were afraid of it, or, you know, thought it was for college kids, because really at the time it kind of was. And we just wanted our own little space, which was fun. But then we started, you know, over time, more people were going onto Facebook. So we started a Facebook group, and people just were living on Facebook. So ultimately we closed it down, and we just went straight away onto Facebook. But isn't that fun? Yeah, you could definitely do the clouds from both sides too if you wanted to flip the stencil over. Bonnie, I see your comment.
I know what. Robin wants to know, what are the red marks on the grip mat? I know what they are.
Oh, tell them what they are, Tom.
They are stamping memories.
That is what they are, stamping memories. Yes. Actually, they're just stains from a red stamp that I used. And sometimes the reds are stainy on your stamps and you can't get them off. But the grip mat still works just as good, and it's clean and it doesn't transfer. So it's all good. All right, so now we need to do something different for this. Do we want to do that same kind of look? Or do we want to do a different color for this one? Let's do a different color. So I went from sea glass. I'm going to do soft stone, which is one of my fallback colors. I love that color. And I think I'm going to do it on the brick wall again. I'm just going to line that up on the stitching. Okay. And I'm going to do a little bit on the top and a little bit on the bottom. And I know I'm not cleaning that. I know that's probably not okay with some people, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. So we'll go with a little bit of brick up here. It'll kind of feel like cinder block a little bit. Down here. Doesn't have to be perfect. I want to be able to see it a little though. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Ooh, I love that. That's a great color. You see that? I clean my grip mat once I'm done. I wipe it down sometimes with my tidy towel, but once I'm done, I just take it to the sink and rinse it. Never use alcohol on it, though. You never want to use alcohol on your stamps or on your grip mats or anything like that. Okay. Stemmeries. All right, Tom. So while I'm putting this card together, or getting the basics together, how about a word of the day?
How about a word of the day?
Yeah, how about a word of the day? No, Patricia, you didn't miss it. You came right in time.
All right. Word of the day.
Word of the day.
So, at least a few times a week, Gina will let me know. She'll come out of the bathroom and she'll say, faucet's broken in there. It's not working right. Another room, light switch is gimpy, needs. And so that happens here sometimes at the warehouse too, in the office. Ladies will let me know. Or Steve, warehouse Steve. And we'll go into these rooms and go up to the fixture, as I'm sure many dudes do around the world. And you jiggle it, and you tap it, and shake it, and quite often it will just start working and be fixed for like 3.5 years after that. And
Yeah.
so what we're doing in that case is property maintenance. We're maintaining the property. Maintenance.
Maintaining.
Maintaining the property. Just a little jiggle. It's all it takes sometimes. Word of the day. Back
Oh my God.
to the dead space.
That's pretty funny. All right. I changed my mind. I'm actually going to use this thank you greeting, and I'm going to do that other layout where we pop it up onto this one here. This one here I'm going to use instead of this one where it's down off. Maintaining. That's very funny, Tom. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, so I'm going to center those a little bit. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so let's get these put down, and I think I'll pop them up. Now you can always use the negative piece that you cut these out of for proper placement, but you don't have to if you want to, have them wider or closer together. So I'm not having them exactly the same width as they were on the plate, the die plate to cut them out. You can see, let me see where that is. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me find it. Give me a sec. How did I put them right here and still lose it? Okay, so here's the way it's spaced out so it's very even, and there's a plate. So it cuts them all at once. And you can use the negative piece of the plate to lay down on top of there and just pop these inside the open holes and then pull the plate away, the negative piece. But I think mine aren't going to be exactly that same distance apart. So I'm going to do them just with my eyeball. I'm going to eyeball it. All right. So how many of you have Master Layouts 2 already? Is that just one of those that everybody kind of jumped to get? I think it's going to be okay. It's really okay if they're, well, maybe I'll move it a little bit. I think I'll move this one over just a little bit. Come on, jiggle, jiggle. There we go. I'll get them a little closer together. See, what you can do is you can do the two ends first so that you know that it's evenly spaced. I just want to make sure that this covers them. And I think that will. Okay. So I'm going to do the two ends first and then I'll fill in. And if you, okay, oh yeah, a lot of people have master layouts too. So if you don't have master layouts too, I'm really curious which master layouts die set you started with. Because some people started a little later when the postage came out. A lot of people started with 14. And I'm testing that again just to make sure that covers the hands, and it does. So now we can pop this one in the middle, and then we'll do the other two. You can see I'm doing them in rainbow order. I just thought that would be appealing to the eye to have them in rainbow order. 2 was your first. Okay, a lot of people have 2. Wow, some of you have a lot of them. Some people have all of them. Wow. That's cool. I think that they're really helpful, but I do think that these videos are just going to give you a bunch of ideas to get started and maybe be a little bit more helpful than. It's kind of cool to have some like from behind there too. So some are popped up and some aren't. But I'll go with the pop-up since that was the first initial idea. I colored these with a combination of Copic markers and colored pencils. Oh, okay. So Joyce said she just found out about them and she's not sure which one to start with. All right. So I bet a lot of people would have advice for you on which one they think you should start with. You know, I designed Master Layouts 1 because it was a layout that I was using quite frequently. And I was tired of cutting it, and I was tired of, you know, trying to get it, that black piece exactly right so it would be, you know, that nice thin little layer. And I thought, boy, if we had a die to do this, it would be great. But then I started liking the smaller panel, so I ended up doing Master Layouts 2. But I really feel if you're just starting out, and you make a lot of A2 size cards, I don't know, I think Master Layouts 2 is a really good one to start with. What do you guys think? Okay, so we're going to put that there. That stuck to me. And then we're going to have this kind of cover, and here's where I'm lining this up right there. So I feel like that's a nice layout there. So I'm going to put a little tape right here, but I'm also going to put foam squares, but more toward the bottom. Yeah, it feels like, now if you don't like small cards, Master Layouts 8 is a really good one because that's for 5x7 cards. And if you like A6 cards, we have a master layouts that does A6 too, and I'm trying to think what the number is. I think that is 17 that does A6. So some of you like the A6. All right, so there's card 2. I don't think it needs any embellishments or anything. I think that it's good just the way it is. And look how different the styles of these cards are. With those same dies, pretty much. I used the smaller of the banners here, but same dies, totally different feel, just totally different. Love that. Okay, so let's make another one. Let's go with, I know I'm really close here, but let's go with this layout now. Okay, and I will show you these two together so you can see.
Guy's riding around on a lawnmower out there.
On a lawnmower?
He made a wrong turn.
Oh, yeah, he made 800 miles back, he made a wrong turn. Okay, so there's your try me, and here's the finished card. Okay. All right, so we're going to do this one next. And so for this one, I don't think I'm going to do clouds. But I think I will do that brick again. And I'll do it in gray. So again, it's fun to, you know, really exhaust a stencil too when you're doing cards like this. To really just like, you know, use the heck out of it, right? So that you really get ideas. All right, so I'm just going to go like from the center here and down. I don't need a lot here. This is just kind of grounding my image a little bit. Just like that. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks nice. I feel like brick walls are a really nice backdrop for florals too. Because I don't know, it makes me feel like they're climbing up the wall, you know? But I don't necessarily, when I do this kind of thing, I don't always necessarily do it in that brick red color because I want it to be subtle in the background. I don't want it to be, you know, too noisy in the card, if that makes sense. Okay. So for this one, why don't we go with a completely different stencil? Let me see. Where are my stencils? Here they are. Let's see what I have left in my stencil box. Backgrounds. I just want something soft. Yeah, Harvest Flourish is always a good one. I'll do that because I just want something really soft in the background. So many cards. So, do you like this style of video? Do you like the length of these videos? You okay with that? You know, I'm trying to figure this out because we do have, you know, 16 more to go. And I want to make sure that you guys are enjoying this method of going through this. And you know, I think you can get everything that you need to get from the first part of the video. If you don't like seeing the card ideas, you can watch the first part and understand how the dies work. And then you can just go off in your craft room and do your thing. But if you like to see everything in action, you can stay on and watch a bunch of cards being made. Alrighty. So we're going to do this card, and then I think I'm going to do that mandala one next. Okay. So this, I'm going to use our new Sun-Kissed Coral cardstock for this card, because I'm going to put this here. And then I'm going to use this design, and that'll really make the coral flowers pop out. And then I'm going to use the Thinking of You and Wishing You Peace. So I think that's what I'm going to do here for this card. But I didn't cut this very well. Look at that, all messy. So let's see if I can trim that off. Oh boy, here we go. This is like cutting bangs. And they don't look straight. And then by the time you're done, your bangs are way too short. No, it's okay. It worked out. Did you ever do that? Well, it's a little short on this side. It's a little short on that side. And before you know it.
Bonnie would like to know.
Yes.
Do you think it would be too bulky to put the dies in the pockets with this binder?
I don't think so. The dies are pretty thin, and if that, is a good way for you to store them, I think it would be fine. I mean, the dies aren't going to be any more bulky than that little pack of mix and match elements that I talked about in the beginning, so I think that would be fine. And some people are using a bigger, thicker binder. My binder is a 1.5-inch binder, but I don't think I got a thick enough one because I'm only on Master Layouts 2, and it's getting pretty full. Now let's try one more thing with this card. I just have to try it. What if we did this layout? And then we did thinking of you in the center and wishing you peace, like that. I like that. Do you guys like that? I think that's so pretty, and it feels fuller. It doesn't feel so empty. And even though we're not doing that exact layout that's over here, we're popping it up higher in the center, so we've created a brand new layout. So I think I'm going to do that. I hope you guys are in agreement.
What size are those envelopes you have your stencils in for storage?
So I use our stencil pockets. They're 6 by 6, but they're a little bigger than 6 by 6. They're like 6 1/8 by 6 1/8. They're very specific for our stencils. And we've got them in production right now because they did sell out over Black Friday. And we ordered so many, so it's taking a little bit longer for production, but they are in production and they are coming back in stock. So, okay, here we go. Yeah, I love this layout anyway with floral designs where, you've got those two swags. I think that was the word. Was that the word, Tom? I forgot already. See, I'm so...
That's the word.
Okay, good. I'm so bad at that. So I'm gonna put a foam square here.
Gina.
Yes.
Why do you not design the insides of your cards to match your covers?
To match my colors?
Cover.
To my covers?
The
the outside of the card? I do sometimes. I just, a lot of times it takes quite a bit to show a technique on the outside, and I just don't have time to completely create the inside of the card. But I do have a video on doing the inside of your card. I think, is that video called The Inside Scoop? I'm not sure, but there's a video. Brienne might even be able to find it. There is a video on my YouTube channel about how to decorate the insides of your cards. And Debbie Warner, who is one of our designers, every release party, it seems like she's got some insides of her cards designed because she does a lot of our inside greetings for our stamp sets. So she's got a whole series of greetings called On the Inside. And so she does have some videos from our release parties where she shows how to use them. So you might want to check those out as well. Okay, so I'm going to pop that right on top. And wishing you peace. I'm going to make sure it's even in the center. It looks pretty even. Does it look straight though? Yeah, I think it does. All right. And wishing you peace. I think I'll put a few little embellishments here and there.
So Beth wants to know, could you use the smaller mat layer to cut from the larger mat to conserve cardstock?
Yes, you definitely can do that. And I do that a lot. It's just for today's, you know, when I'm doing the video, I like to show the full pieces so people know what they're actually, you know, which pieces they're actually using. But you can definitely go inside the black layer and cut your smaller black layer, and you would never ever know it. I have done that in a video a couple times. I've showed that technique, but for this video, I really wanted everybody to be able to see everything. Should I use a big one down here? I'd like to use a medium one. Where are my medium ones? Here they are. It's my little bag of these. Okay, there's a medium. There we go. Okay, a little bit of gold bling there. And again, same die set, totally different looking cards. Okay, so now let's make that mandala card, and then I'm going to wrap up with that technique on how to create that 3D frame. So we will get to that in just a minute. But I really want to make a mandala card, so I have to figure out, do you like that one? I feel like that one is so pretty. I just love that. I mean, all of them look really good. I like the wood too. The wood is really nice. But this just pops to me. So let's use this. So this was a technique that I did a while ago using the lattice embossing folder. And what I did was I used it as letterpress. So this is kind of a letterpress technique. And if you want to see that video, you can just search on my channel, Gina K Designs Letterpress, and you'll be able to find that. So this is going to be a super simple card. I'm just going to attach it with some tape along the top here. And then I'm going to attach it with a little bit of Connect glue. I'm not doing a ton, I'm just doing a little bit here and there. You don't have to glue every little part for it to stay glued down. I'm just kind of putting some dots in here. There's so many videos on my channel and so many things I've explored that sometimes I feel bad, like if I'm out of town and I don't have a video, but I would bet most people have not seen all of my videos. There's a lot of videos. Okay, so I just cut that one down a little bit smaller than this panel, this cover plate panel. There we go. And I'm going to keep that really simple like that. And then I'm just showing you how this coordinates with master layouts too, so you can see the perfect. Ooh, I didn't line that up right though. Let's. Do I have wiggle room? I do. Okay, there we go. Whew, that was a little scary. It was sticking out, and you can see it coordinates really nicely with master layouts too. So let's tape those together. Get the tape on here. So crooked in the back. All right, I gotta get right over this. There we go. Okay, and so now I just need to find a card base color. I had an emerald one here, but I think that's not the same color. So let's go with let's go light. Let's go with sea glass. I think sea glass doesn't take away from the depth in here. I think if we did Tranquil Teal, it would be too dark. But this was just a panel. If you joined late, this was just a panel that I used. You know, sometimes I just do technique videos where I show a bunch of different background techniques. And then a lot of times those panels end up just getting thrown in a box. So I don't use them right away. Well, they're perfect for these cover plates. I like this cover plate. And this one is called the Mandala Crescent Mandala. Crescent Mandala plate. I need like a fact checker on me, because I'm not giving you all the facts. Sometimes I make up names and then people will call customer service and said, Gina said this was called, and they're like, well, Gina doesn't know what she's talking about because she's just making up names now. All right. So there is that. Now we could do a big thank you right here, like that. Or let me dig through and see what I have, because I have some pretty little greetings. We could do a little happy birthday, which would be nice. I like that. This font just seems to work better with the mandala. So this one doesn't use all of Master Layouts 2, but it shows you how our cover plates coordinate. And you know, if I actually could put something together straight, it would look even better. But we're gonna leave it. I'm not gonna overthink it. All right, so I'm gonna pop this up too, because I feel like a little pop-up action would be nice on this. I could use a little more foam here. This is fun. I feel like, you know, when we first came out with these, I didn't do a whole extensive video on each one. And people were making beautiful cards with them, and I thought, oh, people know how to use them and stuff. But then when I started actually thinking about making this video and I started making the templates and everything, I realized that I wasn't even really using them the way they can be used. So hopefully this series is helpful for you too. So I think we are going to put just a couple little silver. We're going to do silver this time. A couple little silver gems in here because I feel that blue would look really pretty with silver.
Carol wants to know, how big is your craft room at home?
Oh, it's tiny. It's super tiny. It's my dining room. I don't have a big craft room. I have a tiny, and this room that I'm in right now is even tinier than my craft room at home. I don't have a big craft space. Isn't that interesting? You guys probably thought I had a really big craft space, but I do not. I have what I need though. It's good. You have to remember too that I only work with my brand mostly, right? So I don't have tons and tons of stamps from other brands. So if I have my whole line in this room, but I don't feel like I'm missing anything either. I really enjoy what I have. I really enjoy what I'm working with. And so I feel like I can make everything that I want with what I have. And if I don't have it, that's, for me, it's like a signal that we need to add it to our line, which is kind of what made me add these Master Layouts dies, because I thought that this was something that would really help me come up with card layouts. Because you can get stuck there sometimes. So here's the question. Do we add one there? No, I don't think we do. And here's why I don't think we do. Because it's going to be outside of that edge if we do it right. Oh, I love that. What do you guys think? Isn't that fun? That's just a fun card. And I didn't put one there because it's behind that. So, and I love that little pop of silver. And remember, I'll take high quality photos of all of these so you guys will be able to see them, you know, up close and analyze them, because I know that that's really helpful. Sometimes the lighting.
So the cards that you made in the last video, the last Master
Yes.
Those are available online too.
Yep, they're on the community tab here on YouTube, and they're also in our Facebook group and on our Facebook page. Okay, so now I want to show you one more. We made 4 cards. We did most of the layouts, but I want to show you one more. So what we're going to do here is we're going to cut this a little bit differently. We're not going to use these 2 pieces here. Okay, we're not going to use those, but we're going to create a window inside of here. So let me get my die cutting machine. It is a great way, you're right, it's a great way to use up those bits and pieces and backgrounds that you have laying around. You know you have so many pretty ones, but there even might be some that you're like, oh, this is really pretty, but I smudged up here in the corner. Throw a cover plate over it. You'll never see it. Okay, so I'm going to put this on my die cutting machine, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the bigger die, okay? So that's this one that doesn't have stitches. And I'm going to lay this here like this. Let me find here we go. Now I know this is my magnetic plate, but I really want this to be perfect. So I'm still going to tape it down because I am an overthinker. So I'm going to tape it down there, and I'm going to tape it down here to make sure that it's straight and centered. Looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to cut that out. Make sure I'm not on. Okay. Here we go.
Do we have a date for the next release yet?
February 11th. Be there or be square. Want to see you there, Connie. Okay. So now we have a window. All right. Now you can save this piece and use it for something else. And then don't go away, because I want to show you another really neat fact about Master Layouts 1 and Master Layouts 2 and how they coordinate. So don't leave yet, because I definitely want to get that to you. I think that's important information. All right, now I'm going to use the smaller of the 2. And I am going to cut a black panel. Let me find a piece of black cardstock here in my scrap box. Here's one. I'm going to cut this down though. Now, all the master layouts and everything that coordinates with the Master Layouts 2 measures 3.5 by 4 3/4. So I want this panel to be smaller than that. I don't want it to be on the outside. I want it to be a little smaller. So I'm just going to...
We're back.
Okay, we're back. So I actually ended up cutting this a little bit shorter. So I cut this down to 3 3.125 by 4.5. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this Master Layouts 2 die with the stitching, and I'm going to cut that in the center. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We don't know why that's happening, but we'll figure it out. We're not worried as long as we can come back. Just don't go away if we zone out again. Maybe somebody's trying to tell us that these lives are too long. I don't know. And you can save this piece too for another card. You might want to use this for like a white embossed flower or something. So never throw away anything. You know how I'm pulling things out of my my little scrap box all the time. All right, so we have those 2 pieces. Now, give me a sec. There we go. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this panel. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, it's better. I feel like it's always better on YouTube. The picture always looks better on YouTube. Just everything, you know, the communication comes through better on YouTube. But when it freezes everywhere. And there isn't an update available. Last time it froze, it was because we had an eCam update, but... They're not too long? Aw, okay, thank you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to lay this one on top of this one and create that thin little frame on the inside. See that? Isn't that pretty? So basically what I did is I reversed the order of these two. So now my black frame, instead of being on, you know, back there like that, the white is kind of surrounding and is bigger. So it's just the reverse order of where that thin little shadow layer goes. All right, so I'm going to put some tape around this. I'm going to end up sticking to the table, but that's all right. We'll figure that out. Okay. So now this is the tricky part. So I'm just going to try to make it right toward the top. And once it's right at the top, it's not right. It took a little while for me to make my sample too. So don't get too frustrated. And you could use glue instead of tape because glue gives you more wiggle room. But this tape isn't too bad because our tape runner gives you wiggle room until it sits for a little bit. And once it sits for a little bit, then it becomes permanent. So you can see, like, I'm pulling it right back off again with no damage. I'm just going to take my time here and not feel stressed about it. That's the key, is to take your time and not let yourself feel stressed. And then it'll all work out.
Question from Amanda. What is the difference between die plates, cover plates, and press plates? Will you be carrying press plates to use with your machine?
Okay, so a die plate and a cover plate are pretty much the same thing. We call them cover plates because they cover the whole card. So they're the same thing. We are not going to be making press plates, at least that I can see in the near future. Maybe down the line, we'll see. Okay, I think I got it. There we go. Now, I want to put this on another piece of white cardstock. So I'm going to trim a piece of white cardstock down. You could also cut it with your master layouts too. If you want it to be exactly the same, you could cut it with your master layouts too. But I'm going to cut mine just a tiny bit smaller. Okay. So it would be 3 1/2. I'm going to take it down just a little bit smaller than that. And it would be 4 3/4. I'm going to take it down just a little bit smaller than that. So this way I don't have to, struggle too much when I'm lining it up. And that's going to give me that look. And that looks very different to me than this. This feels like it's just a piece laying on top. This gives me that nice sunken look. All right, now with this, I'm going to go back to that cloud stencil again because we're going to put some clouds in the background. And we're going to be using our ink stand along with some of that sea glass ink. And let me find the cloud stencil. Here she is. Okay, let me get out of my own way because I'm in the way. There we go. Okay. Now this, we don't have to worry about it being perfect along the edges because it's just going to show through that opening. I have these on the feet of my inkstand. There we go. That's better. Okay. And again, this is the Sea, Sun, and Sky stencil. And we're just creating this little cloud going down. And you can see most of my ink blending is on the stencil itself. I just let the bristles trickle over the edge to give me that little definition. I'm just moving it down as I go. And if you really want to vary it, you can always clean the stencil and flip it over. But I feel like it's varied enough even without doing that.
Okay, question, is there a new plate combo for the Intracut? I don't have a clear plate with mine.
Well, I'm using the magnetic platform, and the magnetic platform, you can buy that separately. That has a clear plate. The one that comes with it is not magnetic, and that one has the gray plate. So if you like the idea of the clear plate and you like a magnetic platform, you can pick up the magnetic platform. That's what I'm using today. All right. So now we've got our cute little clouds going down. And now we're going to pop this up so that it's, I'm going to keep the smaller end at the bottom.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool? And let me see, do I have any Masking Magic strips left? I don't think I do. I think I used all of my strips. What are these? No, I don't. I think they were out. Oh, here, I have some. All right, so we're going to use the Masking Magic strips. These, not Masking Magic strips, I'm sorry, foam strips. These are the foam strips, shaker strips they're called. Oh my goodness. Get it together, Gina. You're not that tired.
So Marcel is just starting out. What colors of ink would you use?
That's a great question. So here's my advice is I always think there's no need to run out and buy everything all at once. I would pick a couple videos that you really like. Maybe stenciling is what you like. So look at some stenciling videos. Maybe stamping and coloring is more your style. So I would watch some of those videos. And then I would pick one that you want to start with. Let's say you really enjoyed this kind of background.
Like a color palette that resonates with you?
Yes, pick something that you like. Maybe, just as an example, let me just show you this card here. Maybe you like this stenciling and you like these colors and you like this stencil. So maybe you pick up this stencil and you pick up the colors to make this card, and then you try it all different ways. Maybe you make a postage style, maybe you make just a plain one. Maybe you do it in, maybe you do a fancy fold with it. Just watch a lot of different videos, but use this as your basic color palette and stuff. Then maybe you'd say, okay, well, I've seen this card done in pinks. So you pick up a couple pinks and then exhaust that, use that until you can't stand pink anymore. And then I feel like it's a good way to start. Sometimes people will buy every single thing and then they get paralyzed because they've got too much stuff and not enough ideas. It's almost better to have a little bit of stuff and explore the different ideas for using that, and then move on to the next thing. So that's my advice. It might go a little bit against what's good for business because, it's always good to say, hey, buy everything. But that's not really fair. I want people, when they buy something from Gina K Designs, I want them to use the heck out of it. I want them to love it. I want them to love it so much that they actually get sick of it. And by the time they're sick of it, then they're ready for something new. And you can also think about how what you buy will mix and match with what you already have. So that's another thing to consider. Maybe you started with a stencil. So rather than maybe getting a bunch of coloring stamps, get a couple more layering stencils and stick with those techniques for a little bit longer and then move into something different. So just an idea, but I think it can help people stay on track and really use everything that they have and get a lot of joy out of it. All right, so I did run out of this panel here. This is the Master Layouts 2 plain rectangle, so I'm going to cut that out. Or is that already cut out? Oh no, it's just a little bigger. Look how close that's going to be. All right, let's see if I can do it. Goodness gracious. Is that really the only piece of black I could find? Okay, wow. Look at that. That's what's left. Woohoo! Okay, but we got a good cut here, and we are ready to layer this together. Now, this is another, because it's popped up, it could be difficult to layer again. So I'm not putting that back because I'm going to use it again. But again, we're going to just look straight down on it. We're going to take our time You can always use a little bit of glue so you can wiggle, or if you use the Gina K Designs tape runner, you've got lots of wiggle room. Okay. And then, sorry if my head gets in the way. I just have to get my head in the way so I can see this. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, hopefully that looks good. The camera's tilted a little bit weird, so it looks like it's higher here than it is, but there, if I hold it straight for the camera, you can see that that looks pretty centered. All right, so now I'm gonna pick a couple of flowers here. I think I'm gonna use the flowers that I used from my last video because I have them. And I'm gonna pop these up. See, and under here, all I really need is some pieces of these shaker strips. So I'm gonna pop some of those up there, and I might do the same down here. Maybe I'll put this here. I think that would be pretty here. And then have this coming down like this. Isn't that pretty? I don't even know if we need this one. Maybe we can do it just like this. And we can add a greeting. We could put a get well soon greeting in here. Like that. And then we could just see the sky up there. I love that. Let's do that. That's really pretty and simple. And then we can use this other piece of sea glass to make our card base. I think that's going to be really pretty. So this greeting, this could be a get well. We could also do happy birthday because I have more birthday cards that I need than get well. Fortunately. This is from a stamp set called Elegant Thoughts. And we have, it's a tiny stamp set. Here's what it looks like, because I got it right here. It's a little 4x4 stamp set, and it's got kind of all the basic greetings. This is a great one if you're just starting out and you want a greeting set that's going to work with a lot of things like stencils and stamps. And there is a coordinating die set for it. And these are my little templates, so when I want to cut them centered, it helps me do that. Okay, so this is my final card, and then I want to show you something else with the dies that you may not have known. All right, so we're going to put a little bit of tape here, here, and here. Here, here, and here. And then I am going to use some shaker strips. Let's see how that, yep, that's going to pop that up. Well, going to put a piece of shaker strip up here. I'm using shaker strips instead of foam squares because our shaker strips are double the height of our foam squares. And you could double the foam squares if you want to. That would work. But I think this is going to work nicely. Just pop that in there temporarily to see how that looks. That's going to look good. Okay, so let's peel these off and pop these in. And I know I had other things. I mean, I had this that would have been beautiful in there too. I mean, there's so many pieces that would work really well, but this one was from the other night. And I really like this design. This is from our kit that did sell out, but these stamps are going to be available in February. We have them coming back a la carte. Now, did you notice that I made sure that some of the leaves hung out over the edge? I like doing that. I think that's kind of fun. And then I'm going to just put a little tape right here and a little tape here so that they stick right there to each other. Nothing in the middle, but you could pop some a shaker strip in there. Yeah, you know what? I probably should because that birthday is going to hang weird if I don't. So I'm going to take a tiny piece of shaker strip like this and put it right here. Pop that up. Okay. That's too big. That's way too big. I don't need that much. I'll save that for another time. Just right on the end there. Okay. That almost was a disaster. I'll put that right here. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to get my scoreboard and score this. And we'll pop this on top. There we go. Pop that right on top. I like this layout. That's a fun card to make with Master Layouts too. The opening just seems like just enough, you know? It's just a pretty window. It's just enough of an opening. I think that's straight. All right, so let me move all this out of the way here. Let me zoom in a little bit to get my junk out of the way.
So you might need extra postage to mail that, right?
Oh yeah, you'll definitely need extra postage, but anytime you make a card that has a lot of layers or has embellishments, you usually want to do a hand cancel anyway, just to, you know, protect it and make sure that it gets there well. All right, so here's the cards that we made today. We'll take one more look at them. Can you get rid of me so that I have more room? There we go. So many cards. There we go. Look at all that we made today. Using Master Layouts 2. Lots of ideas there. And then showing you how the cover plates all match the Master Layouts 2. Now, one thing that I wanted to show you with Master Layouts 1 and Master Layouts 2 is, let's zoom out here. Okay. There we go. So, one thing that you may not know is that Master Layouts 1 and Master Layouts 2 step down. So I might have to tear this apart rather than cutting everything out new. But this is Master Layouts 1. I can make a new one for later. I really want to get this to you so that you can see it. And this is Master Layouts 2. So you could see, you could lay, oh, I don't really have to take them apart. What I want to show you is that these are all like even increments. So you can mix these. That's a kind of cool layout right there, just a really cool little border. But what I want to show you is, let's say this panel is just a little bit too small for something, but this whole thing is just a little bit too big. You can mix the smallest Master Layouts 1 with the largest Master Layouts 2, and you'll get a third option. So I didn't know if you guys knew that they step down like that. But I think this is just a fun layout just like this. But if you wanted to have this panel and this panel together, you get a third sandwich, a third mat that way. So a lot of people didn't know that, but I think that's good information. So this is Master Layouts 2. It's going back into my mix and match bag. And this one is going back into my mix and match bag here. Now I did, for those of you tuned in late, I did upload 3 brand new documents for you on the blog, on the templates and charts page. It's this with all the measurements. It's this for Master Layouts 2 with all the measurements. And then it is the new Master Layouts 2 idea sheet. So you can go over to the blog and you can download those. I added it into the description here on YouTube, so you're able to see that and click on that link. All right, so we're going to give away a gift card, but before we do, if you like this video, you enjoy the series, we would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please get subscribed, because we're really close to 200,000 subscribers, and we're going to have a big giveaway and big event when we hit 200,000. So we appreciate that. And then if you're not a member of our Facebook group and you like Facebook, come on over. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. And you can get lots of ideas for everything from all of our different stamps and stencils to different things you can do with your master layouts, because our members share beautiful projects there featuring Gina K Designs products every single day. And then, Brianne Loveland, thank you so much. Big shout out and applause for Brianne. She is so awesome. She is linking all of the products that we used in today's video. But if you missed any of those, you can head over to our website at ginakdesigns.com and you can find everything that we used today. Some things are out of stock. Just get on the Notify Me list or click on our retailers tab and you can find other retailers that carry our products and they might have something that you're looking for as well. All right, Tom. Shall we give away a gift card today?
Let's shall.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here.
Oh, there you go.
Drum roll. And the winner today is Janet Licari. Janet Licari.
Yay, Janet. Yay. Congratulations, Janet. You win a $15 Gina K Designs gift card that you can use whenever you want. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com and we will get that out to you. Well, everybody, tomorrow I'm going to be live on Jennifer McGuire's channel. We're going to do another tag team video and we're going to be focusing on dye inks. So I hope that you'll join us for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I will share that information on YouTube and I will also share it in our Facebook group so you know the time. But if you head over to Jennifer's channel, that video is already posted so you can set a reminder over there. I think we're going live at, I want to say 1 o'clock Central Time, 2 o'clock Eastern. But it'll be really close to that. So you might want to just head over there and set a reminder for that video. Okay, well. Master Layouts 2 in the books. Coming up next, Master Layouts 3. I'm going to try to have that video for you next Thursday. That's a really interesting Master Layouts die set because that was designed originally to go with the Wreath Builder, and it'll help you make all kinds of beautiful square cards. So lots of fun things we're going to be doing with that. And Tom and I will be back next Tuesday night with a regular Stampin' Chat Live, so we hope you'll join us for that. In the meantime, everybody, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.